Man United defeated Wolves 1-0 in the opening Premier League game of the season, and here are 5 things we learned. The message to Maguire: Lisandro Martinez was replaced by Victor Lindelof at half-time, and that felt like yet another nail in Harry Maguire's coffin. If somehow losing his armband and the club accepting a bid from West Ham already wasn't enough. Although Maguire is set to leave Manchester United this summer, Erik Ten Hag insisted he'd be part of the squad against Wolves, but actions are louder than words, and his decision to snub the 30-year-old at halftime spoke volumes. Maguire was the logical choice to replace Martinez because he's played the bulk of his football at Old Trafford on the left side of central defence. However, Lindelof was preferred instead, despite that not being his usual role. Tom Heaton and Scott McTominay captained United in pre-season when Maguire was on the pitch, and Ten Hag has seemed to make it clear that his days at the club are numbered, despite what he might say in press conferences. The right-back dilemma: Aaron Wan-Bissaka was left in the cold at the start of last season, and yet he started against Wolves. The right-back enjoyed a seemingly unlikely renaissance at the business end of the campaign, and Diogo Dalot lost his place. It still felt like a coin toss between the pair to play on Monday night, but Wan-Bissaka got the nod, and that was a clear indicator that he retains his first-choice status, despite a preseason in which they were both given starts. Was it the right call to start Wan-Bissaka? Well, the defender made a strong start to the contest and made Matheus Cunha look foolish when stylishly recovering the ball when Wolves could have been through on goal. He was also playing an inverted fullback role and was spotted practically leading the line just before the 20-minute mark. That tactic creates a numerical advantage, and it's been used regularly by Ten Hag and his Premier League peers. It was another confident performance from Wan-Bissaka, who provided the assist for Raphael Varane's match winner and defended well throughout the night. Dalot is facing a fight to regain his starting role. Mount deliveries. In an interview with club media on the USA Tour, Christian Eriksen was asked which player would be responsible for set pieces this season, and he said the duty would be shared, despite the arrival of Mason Mount from Chelsea. Mount was the designated set-piece taker for Chelsea, and with Eriksen named on the bench, he took the first few corners against Wolves and was greeted with generous applause from fans when taking his first of the night. He was expected to improve the threat from such scenarios, but his first corner was played short and his second went behind the goal, which eventually led to Bruno Fernandes assuming the responsibility by the end of the half. That certainly wasn't a good look, and Fernandes continued on corner duty after the interval. Glazer protests again. The Glazers announced the club was up for sale in November, and there's no still resolution in sight. The 1958 supporter group urged fans to meet at the Trinity ahead of kickoff for a fresh protest, and a healthy crowd gathered. The usual green and gold scarves were present just above the tunnel, and anti-Glazer banners were present on the terraces. It also didn't take long for "Stand Up If You Hate Glazers" to be sung, to which the stadium responded. Old Trafford will be electric if the Glazer family do ever decide to hand over the keys, but at the moment, that seems unlikely. Garnacho gets his chance. The biggest area for improvement for Alejandro Garnacho is to start impacting games across their entirety, but after a promising start against Wolves, he gradually faded and was hooked with just over 20 minutes to play. Rasmus Højlund is currently injured, and Marcus Rashford played down the middle, which gave Garnacho the chance to start on the left, although he needs to deliver in that position before the return of the £72 million striker. Højlund is expected to be sidelined for around 4 weeks, and Garnacho must make the most of that time.